Hello adventure riders from around the world. Again, I'm about to surprise you and show you one different motorcycle. Something probably most of you never heard about it. It is actually not that popular, especially around Europe, but it is a very interesting bike, and that's why I and my cameraman John, at the moment, the owner of the bike, decided to talk about it. So first I'm gonna give you just a few specs, because I'm not so familiar with this bike. I did not even ride it because the boots I've got are too bulky. I cannot even change the gears. It's not exactly the type of the bikes I will ever get, but it's very interesting, and that's why I decided to make this. Alright, let me talk about it now. Let me grab the camera. Thank you very much, John. So this is Honda 1800cc. The model is F6B. As I said, this is not so popular model around Europe especially, but this is exactly like Honda Goldwing. Everybody knows Goldwing. The difference is that this one has a short windscreen. A Goldwing is bigger, and it hasn't got the stock top box. This one John mounted here, so it's a little bit different, but again with this big hard panniers and everything the Goldwing got. Let me show you around the dashboard now to show you some tricky things. So you see how beautiful it is? Man, it's like a car. Look at now this. Wonderful. The impression is absolutely wonderful. It has the radio and all the extras and everything you can imagine, like glove box department here and many more different storage spaces. It's just wonderful bike. Let's start the engine. Sounds like a sport car. Wonderful, man. And it has absolutely zero vibrations, nothing. It has 6 cylinders. It's a V6. It's a very strange design of the engine, like you know from Goldwing. You see how they are positioned in the straight line. It has 118 horsepower, not much, but you really feel the power because it has this 1800cc engine. The suspension travel, I cannot tell you much about it, but it's like a super plush, so you can really enjoy any kinds of roads. Of course, it's not for dirt roads, but you can do it if you're very gentle. The front wheel is 18-inch and the rear is 16. This is something unusual for the bikes we usually try and usually talks about it. But anyway, this is something completely different and of course deserve our attention. And now, because I'm not so familiar with this motorcycle, I will let the owner, John, to talk about it, because I want to ask him a few questions which one may be interesting for you. John, can you please come here? I want to attach this mic to you. Just hold on a second. A little tricky job. Yep. Put this somewhere around your pocket. The first question I want to ask you, John, is why you decided to switch to this motorcycle?
Well, there's a bit of history, I suppose. I first, when I started getting back into riding motorbikes when I was about 60, I decided to go a bit off-road and do road and off-road, and that suited me nice, and I did it for about 3 years. And then because of the height of the adventure bike, it was very hard to get my leg over to get on the seat, so I decided to go something low. And because everybody in my age, I was about 63 then, everybody in my age started going for Harley, so I thought, well, maybe it's my time to go for a Harley. So I bought a Harley Switchback, which was a very nice machine. I love the look of a Harley, I love the sound of a Harley. It's absolutely beautiful. But then again, it was not so nice when it got higher speed, and it was more like a sort of a naked bike. And I want to start doing a bit more cruising, to go to different places on the road. Off-road didn't interest me that much anymore. I just like to have a comfortable seat, something low to the ground. I could plant both my feet on the ground. so I wouldn't fall over, because I'm not getting any younger. And it's yeah, I started looking at it, and one of my friends, Goran, he saw this motorbike in the Honda shop, and he sent me a picture of it. I was, oh shivers, that looks like me. So I went there, and I took my wife with me, and we went to the Honda shop, and I saw it and I fell in love with it straight away. I traded a Harley, hopped on this thing, and I never looked back. And especially because it's low to the ground. Although it's a real heavy bike, it weighs about 400 kilos, so it's very heavy, but all the weight is very low. All the weight is very low. The engine is low. Even the fuel tank, you see, it's a bit like a fake fuel tank. All the weight is distributed under the engine. And when you look at it, it's so comfortable to ride. I can ride on that bike all day, have a cup of coffee, and go another day. It's absolutely beautiful, terrific. I love it.
All right, just to come closer to the mic. Tell me a few words about the maintenance. First, with the price, how much does it cost, and what is the maintenance price?
It is not the cheapest bike. It's pretty expensive to buy, but once you got it, it's absolutely good. They're about $25,000 in this model. The new model that came out, a new 19 model. I think they're about $35,000. So they're not cheap, but the maintenance, absolutely nothing, no maintenance at all. And that's one of the reasons I bought it, because I got a shaft drive, so no maintenance with belts, no maintenance with chains. And I'm not a real maintenance person. I don't like doing a lot of maintenance on things. I just want to hop on and enjoy the ride. And so far, I get it serviced every year, doesn't matter how many kilometers I did, but it's used to do about 8,000 kilometers a year. But I get it serviced every year. How much does it cost? I don't know, about $400 I think to get it serviced. Every $10,000-12,000 I put new, not dollars, 10,000-12,000 kilometers, I put new tires on it. They probably last 15, 16, some people get 17, 18,000, but I like to have good rubber on the road. And although it's a very heavy bike, it's still very easy to ride, and it's not like the old Goldwing. This one is a lot more sportier. You can still use it in a sporty manner. It leans very well in the corners, and I'm very happy with it.
This is what I'm about to ask you about the performance, how you feel it. Did you ever had a lack of power, or maybe feel it too heavy on the road, or it's all right?
Now, once you're on it, it feels very light, and it's no worry at all. The only thing is, if you move it a little bit and it's a bit uphill, it's very heavy. But for the rest, not a problem. You can stand there and just wobble it between your legs, and it's just because the weight is so low, it's beautiful. And around the corners, I've been around with friends to get GTRs, 1400 like Kawasaki's and sports bikes and everything, and usually can keep up quite well. And if they go faster, I just tell them I have a short black, please, and it's ready by the time I get there.
Yeah. You said that the petrol tank is under the seat?
The petrol tank is, a lot of the petrol is under the seat, yes.
Let's show me these side cases. I want to open the side cases.
Oh, it's like...
This is one of the models which is built and designed with these panniers, and that's why it's optically it looks absolutely brilliant, because it's designed with these hard panniers.
Here you can get
put a lot of space inside. So like 30-40 liters, maybe more.
Quite a bit. You can put a lot of storage in it, and that's one of the reasons why I liked it too. I can always take some spare clothes with these, spare jackets. I like to keep myself warm. You got even gas struts there, so yeah, it's well designed and it performs really well. Never had any problems with it. I've done about 35,000 Ks on it, and I just
didn't want to ask you about the seat. I know it's good. Barber chair, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I just love it.
Yeah,
you can sit on that all day. And if you can't find a hotel room, you can sleep on the seat.
I can guess. And what about the features? Did you have cruise control and all the extras and everything you need?
This one does not have cruise control. You can have it with cruise control. I put an extra bar on the handlebars. This is an aftermarket bar, and that's why I mounted my GPS on. And You can also have you can have a mobile phone on there, you can mount a cup holder, you see these things all over the place. And the beauty about this bike is, look at the size of the mirrors. Look at the size of the mirrors. You can see everything. It's like car mirrors, you can see everything in those mirrors. Absolutely beautiful, brilliant. And these bikes were basically designed more for the American market, for the cruising market in the States, because they do long distance on long roads, I suppose. But here in Australia, it's absolutely fantastic. We love it.
How the windscreen performs?
This is not a standard windscreen. The standard windscreen is a little bit lower. And the standard windscreen is a little bit lower, up to about here. So I got one, this one is, I think the standard is about 10 inches and this one is 12 inches. So it gives me a little bit more, although I'm not that tall, but it puts the wind over my head. Push the wind over my head instead of buffing it right in my face.
How are the lights?
The lights are very good. I can switch them on for you if you like. If I can find my key. Sorry, my key is in the back. I sometimes forget to take it out. But the lights are very good. It's like daylight. So you got the normal lights, and you got your high beam.
We don't have anything now. No lights.
No lights. Oh, because.
Right, now I got it.
Okay, I had it on accessories. Yeah. So that's your normal setting.
Man, it looks like a car in front.
It is, as you see, and those lights there. Yeah. Now listen to the horn. It's like a truck. It's like.
Wonderful.
So it really makes a good impression, and people see you coming because you got plenty of lights in the front.
So conclusion, you're very happy with what you have?
I'm very happy with what I have, and it will going to last me a long time. I'm 68, I like my comfort, and I like to be on the road on my bike.
So, John, thank you very much for this information.
Thank you.
I hope it will be useful for everyone.
It's great to meet you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
So guys, as I said many times, many different videos are about to come, many interesting things we're about to see, and of course show it to you. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Ciao.